You know you better than this. You're walking, you've been hiding, and you look half dead half the time. Wanna drain you like machines do. Used to God, you just keep it alive. So you've been walking, you've been hiding, and you look half dead half the time. Wanna drain you like machines do. Used to God, you just keep it alive. Come make a star, got your heart in a headlock. No, I don't believe any of it. Just so too late to stop with your heart in a headlock. You know you're better than this. Come make a star, got your heart in a headlock. I don't believe any of it. Just so too late to stop with your heart in a headlock. You know you're better than this. You know you're better than this. Come make a star, got your heart in a headlock. No, I don't believe any of it. Just too late to stop with your heart in a headlock. You know you're better than this. Come make a star, got your heart in a headlock. I don't believe any of it. Just too late to stop with your heart in a headlock. You know you're better than this. Never really saw you coming until you turned me around. Used to think I was nothing, but look at this love we found. So give me your hand, I can turn mine. No, I don't ever wanna see you cry. No more tears. No more tears. Take that chance, we'll be fine. No, I
Welcome everyone to the Dynamic Nights. Oh, it's a bit loud. Dynamic Nights Esports USA Tier 1 draft for purple. It's been a long awaited draft for these gentlemen as we had to get the tiers settled just like last time. We really just had to narrow it down to the last few weeks to really get out the numbers that we needed. So, without further ado, we'll continue straight into the draft. Obviously, in the links in the description are our sponsors, Track Racer for all your sim racing needs, and CD keys for all your PC gaming as well. They also have keys for Xbox and PS4, but we'll get straight to it. The draft for this evening and this morning is we've got Iron to be drafted inside the top 10. The CRL clan members to not be drafted together, so they're not going to be teamed up. Any US driver to be drafted into the Haas team, so there's a bit of a gag. And there's a bit of a train going on about this with all the tier supervisors being picked last or an admin being picked last in every tier. So in the last bit of the multi is an admin to be picked last. So basically that's either bean sandwich or racer. So further ado, first pick of the US draft is... Was that in the multi? No, it was Aaron. Was Janko in the Ferrari. Number one pick for the Ferrari. As we go straight into number two. And that's a Haas member. First one. All the Americans are getting jealous of that pick right there as Dilgoof is drafted into Haas. And the third pick of the USA Tier 1 draft is going to be X-Bomb Williams. Now there's a lot of new faces in this draft than there was last season in our little beta that we only had about 6 rounds. But it was still a very dominant and close battle between a lot of the drivers. As we have a fan favorite, Captain C. Scott. Sorry, no, I thought it was Captain Schmeg. In the Ferrari, so the first team is removed as Ferrari. Or maybe that's his Discord name. So unsure now. That's the first team removed. Most of these drivers do remember me doing commentary for them in Raceback. As see what is being picked for Alpha Tauri. Now we're just smashing these out. Obviously, these drivers have been waiting for these moments just because they also have a test drive this evening. So they need to know which team they have to be in for that lobby pretty soon. As marker 259 is in the Renault. First seat for Renault. We still have seats for Alpha, McLaren, Racing Point, Red Bull, and Merc, who haven't had a number one driver yet. As we're still going through. And Lopez, second Haas member, and the second team removed from the draft. They have made their picks nice and swift. Hopefully they are 2 Americans. As we remove them from the pool of drivers. Still got a lot of high tier drivers in that tier. Obviously the admins are still in that pool as well, haven't been picked. As I say that, are we going to get the first one removed? Is it got to go off Bean Sandwich? And we have M9H_Racing 4 Williams. So Williams is also removed. So we've got 3 teams already removed in the draft. So I hope the people, all the Americans watching at home, are keeping track of where they are placed. But we will have a list out later this afternoon. But as Force Rossi 27 at Alpha, first seat for Alpha. As we keep going, as the first admin's been selected for the second Renault spot. As this tier has 2 people looking over it, so Racer might be the one that's got to be picked last. Still no seats for Merck, Red Bull, Racing Point, and McLaren, obviously. And then we got one spot for Alpha and Alpha Tauri. And that's the second spot for Alpha Tauri. Goes to Jonathan Dunk 13. Now, I would make comments on some of these drivers, but unfortunately, I haven't seen many of these ones perform. So, pace-wise, not a clue. It's got to be a very interesting calendar. So, ASDF Kimmy. So, literally, two full teams are gone. We still have McLaren, Racing Point, Red Bull, and Merck without a driver at all. Wow. Never had this in a draft before. Where it's literally just a fight between 4 teams now. And Solano. He was in the McLaren, I believe, before. He's got a big upgrade to Mercedes-Benz from last season. Or might have been the Haas. And no, we have the first time in multi-history in this season's calendar, an admin was not picked last. Of course, as soon as I put it onto a multi, it's never going to hit. So Racer gets a big upgrade into the second seat of Mercedes. So, and Mercedes went for a double pick, so we literally have 3 teams left with no drivers in it. That's on the line. It's TRT, sorry, for the first seat for Red Bull. Monty, first seat. But are we going to get double back-to-back Red Bulls and it's going to be a Racing Point McLaren head-to-head? Nah, there we go. Beast. First seat for McLaren. I believe he was a reserve driver last season. Now he's got the upgrade to a full-time seat. Well deserved. Now we still got a few names. I don't recognise a lot of these drivers at the end. I think I know Top Gun, but that's about it. Iceman in the Racing Point. So the teammates have definitely been separated. So that was definitely one of the multi-hits this evening. But on the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen, nearly at the end here, as Top Gun takes the second spot for Red Bull. Here we are, the 50-50 flip between Racing Point and McLaren. And Whizbang goes and shoots the first bullet for Racing Point. So that is the full draft. He takes the final seat for Racing Point. We'll spin it just for fun so Google Dougal can take the McLaren spot. There you go. The final pick has been selected. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. The USA Tier 1 draft has been finished. These drivers will now be going and taking these freshly picked cars into a test drive. That will not be streamed. You guys will just have to wait till the season starts, which is this week on Monday, where the full calendar kicks into gear, starting off with Blue at 8 p.m. AST time. And then throughout the week, we have the Wednesday, which is Yellow Tier at 8:30, Thursday at 8 p.m. Diamond, Friday is Masters, and then Saturday/Friday for the US people is this tier as well. But we've also like to say that we've expanded into the PC realm, and we have a tier at 4 p.m. Australian time on Sundays. So we've got a pretty stacked out calendar, and I'm not going to undercut BK, but we've also got a GT3 league starting on Saturdays at 8 p.m., which is actually starting next week as well. So everything's kicking into gear. I'd like to thank everyone for helping us throughout this process of, again, season 1 of the F1 2020 release coming out. Yeah, a lot of hard work got put into obviously converting all the Americans back into the main tier, as well as reorganizing just the whole format since we're going into PC. So obviously Racer is happy. He's in the new livery of Mercedes, the black livery. So I won't stretch this video out much longer, but I'll let you guys listen to some smooth tunes at that 9:30 feel. I was DNE Alcatraz or Sports Bet, and I'll see you guys for really the first race of the season, which will be Monday with False Equations and Dougie Falcons. So thanks, guys. See you then.
You know you're better than this. You're working, you've been hiding, and you look half dead half the time. Not a dream.